Hello, my name is Michelle and welcome to my channel, Michelle's Melancholia. Guys, December is here and I swear I'm never excited about December or the holidays or the Christmas season. But this year I am because of the Christmas Evil readathon, of course. It's Christmas Evil, bitch! Guys, I can't swear on camera. My Mexican mom would not be proud. So obviously this month I will be doing a weekly recap, hopefully every Monday, and just talk about the movies we've been watching, the books we've been reading, and any other fun things that we've been doing. So obviously we kicked off Christmas Evil with our watch-along of the iconic Christmas movie, Black Christmas. And it was so good. I've already watched it before, but I think only one time. And yeah, I think it's definitely one of my favorite slashers. I didn't remember there was a cat in it. The cat was fantastic. And yeah, I just had so much fun watching it and talking to other people that were watching along with us. That was super fun. And actually, after I finish filming this video, I'm going to be joining another watch-along for the movie Christmas Evil, so of course I couldn't miss watching the film whose title served as inspiration for this beautiful event. And movie-wise, I also watched The Advent Calendar, which is a Shudder original Belgian film. And this is about a woman who receives an advent calendar from a friend, but the friend I think stole the advent calendar from somewhere in Germany. And this woman discovers that with every door she opens in her advent calendar, she gets a piece of candy, but also she can ask for wishes or ask for things, or things she wants will happen. But of course, as in any horror movie, things are not so simple. And she has to decide how much she wants to sacrifice to get what she wants. And I really enjoyed this movie, even though I feel like some parts were really out there, like bordering on silly, but then really terrifying things would happen. So it was a really interesting balance, and it's kind of whimsical in a horror way, if that makes sense. Like, you just have to go with the flow of the story without questioning things too much, and it's definitely one of those where the viewer is left to draw their own conclusions a lot, so don't expect things to be all wrapped up neatly in a little bow. There's definitely many things left unanswered at the end, but if you don't mind or you actually enjoy movies with some kind of like ambiguity, then I would highly recommend it. I really liked it, so much so that I think I'll probably rewatch it next year. There are some triggering scenes for some of the most common things people don't like watching in horror movies. So if you're sensible to things that commonly occur in horror movies for shock factor, maybe just look it up first. Now, reading. I started listening to the audiobook for The Christmas Killer by Alex Pine. And this will fulfill the sleigh bells prompt, which is read a slasher. And I'm actually like 97% of the way through, but I had to stop listening so I could film this video. But it's just wrapping up, so I think I know where things are going or where things have gone. And this was okay. It was like a perfectly okay thriller murder mystery, but I think it was a little bit of a missed opportunity because the concept of it is just so good. It is about a detective that receives a Christmas card and a dead partridge in a bag or something gross. And the card says this person is going to be killing 12 people for the 12 days of Christmas, and that all these people deserve what's coming to them. So the concept was great, but I wasn't a huge fan of the storytelling. For me, it moved a little bit too slow. Or maybe it was my fault for picking a mystery thriller, to be honest, because I just wanted like more depth and less investigating. And there were also little things that annoyed me. For example, in one part, the detective is talking to a suspect and he tells the suspect that a person witnessed the suspect doing something, and then he goes on to give like so many specific details about the circumstances and the witness. So basically the suspect could know who the witness was, and I feel like detectives would definitely not do that. At least good detectives shouldn't endanger their witnesses just to confront the suspect. I don't know. There were like a few things that, you know, just annoyed me because I expect books that have like police procedures in them to be kind of like accurate. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking. But anyways, I just need to listen to the last 3%, and if what I think is happening is actually happening, then it was also quite predictable. Which I guess is also not a bad thing for me, because once you find out who the killer is, you want it to make sense. You want their motivations and the way they did things to be shown throughout the book. I don't like twists that literally come out of nowhere, so I'm not too bothered by that. And the other book I started reading is The Ghost of Helen Addison by Charles E. McGarry. And this will be fulfilling the Christmas Carol prompt with a book about a ghost or a haunting. And I'll read the back for you because this book is not like super popular. So it says, Leo Moran, connoisseur, private investigator, seer of visions, sets out from the splendid isolation of his Glasgow apartment to solve the homicide of a young woman at Loch Don in Argyll. He arrives at a brooding wintry landscape where he encounters a host of colorful characters, including the spectral murder victim herself. Frustrated by forces of evil summoned up by the killer, Leo fails to make headway, and his pomposity and intemperance tests the patience of the police. Close to despair, he must draw on all his powers to unmask the murderer before he himself becomes the next victim. So I've just read 3 chapters, I think. I'm not sure how long this is going to take me to read, because it is just shy of 300 pages, but the font is tiny. So I've read 3 chapters so far and I'm really enjoying it. The only thing is that perhaps the language seems a bit unnecessarily pretentious. Like, just by reading those 3 chapters, I had to pull out my dictionary quite a few times, and I just wonder if that was necessary. But on the other hand, I appreciate that some people just know a lot of fancy words, and I actually enjoy learning new words when reading, so not too bothered by it. I really like Leo Moran, the investigator. So he's not really an investigator, he's like a psychic. And we find out that he's worked with the police in the past to solve a crime. So that's why he has been summoned this time. And he's very much the, eccentric investigator. He's really into theology and religion, and carries around a flask with really fancy scotch with him, and likes to eat nice fancy foods and things like that. But so far he's quite likable in a quirky kind of way, for sure. And even though it's third-person narration, it kind of follows Leo around, but we have also gotten tiny glimpses of the dead girl's point of view, so she's a ghost now, and also from something the author calls the beast. And it's been made clear that this beast is something supernatural, so I like the different points of view going on, but obviously I'm just 3 chapters in. Too early to say if I will like it, but so far so good. That's it, that's everything I have for you tonight, and I will check back in next week. If you are participating in Christmas Evil, please let me know down below what are you reading this week, or what have you read so far. And even if you're not participating in Christmas Evil, still let me know what you've been reading and if you've been enjoying it, and I will see you on my next video. But until then, goodbye.